Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our last FPRA meeting of the 2021 spring semester. Just a quick reminder, we're offering an in-person off-campus volunteer opportunity tomorrow from 1 to 3 p.m. with Midwest Food Bank in their Fort Myers location, as well as our PRTA in-person Monday, the 26th at 7:30 on campus. Don't worry, we'll be sending email information about those. And then, as always, if you guys could please, just for attendance purposes, enter your first and last name, your Eagle Mail, major, minor, expected graduation semester and year, as well as your UIN. And that, again, is just for your guys' benefit. We want to give you your honor cords and make you eligible to become board members one day, hopefully. So I also want to introduce our lovely guest speaker today, Kaitlyn Pulliam. She spells her name correctly. Just saying. Kaitlyn has a lot on her plate right now. She's an FGCU graduate, which is always cool. Always such an honor to have an FGCU alumni here at FPRA. She currently works full-time with a restaurant group called What If Syndicate. Did I say that correctly?
It's What If Syndicate.
Syndicate. Okay, sorry. Thank you for correcting me. And that is where you're a marketing manager and then marketing coordinator part-time for and also my internship coordinator for Got Your Batch, a bachelorette boutique event planning company. And Kaitlyn today is just going to tell us about all of her experiences in PR, from internships to her two current full-time and part-time jobs, and it'll just be really great. And hopefully an internship opportunity she might mention for you guys, which is great. So take it away, Kaitlyn.
Hey, hi everybody. As Kaitlyn said, I am an FGCU graduate. I graduated from FGCU in 2016. I went there as started going into nursing school and then totally flipped it and said no thanks. And I went to the hospitality school, and then I kind of got pulled into PR. It wasn't a meant to be thing. It was a total accident, honestly. I have graduated with 3 bachelor's degrees, spa management, event management, and public relations, and then minors in entrepreneurship and marketing. Right after college, I ended up working for the Walt Disney Company and planning fairy tale weddings and doing a multitude of events. And I did the Disney College program as well during college that I would really highly recommend if you wanted to learn from a company that really kind of throws you into the nitty gritty of it, of corporate America. It has taught me how to work with some of the most difficult people. After my 3 years at Disney, I got to move into an event planning group, and I had the opportunity that I got to plan all of the social events for the NFL in 2020. So NFL Super Bowl, so that was all in Miami, which was really great, really awesome. Got to plan a little bit for Tampa, but then sadly due to COVID, I got let go from that job. And I, on a whim, moved to Dallas, Texas. And now that's kind of here I am. I started working for, sorry, I have everyone texting me right now. I started working for Got Your Batch, which is a boutique modern girl bachelorette planning company. And now we are actually getting into birthdays, bridal showers, really everything except weddings. And the name of the company is going to change very soon from Got Your Batch to Got Your Bash. So all changing now, which is really cool to help launch that. And then I also full-time, I work for a restaurant group called What If Syndicate. They are based out of Chicago, and I am doing all their marketing. So, whoops. I handle all their marketing from day to day. I work for 2 of their restaurants called Monarch and Kasafu. Monarch is a high-end, fresh wood-fired Italian grill, and it has 360 views of Dallas, all downtown Dallas. It is absolutely beautiful. And then on the 50th floor of the hotel we are in, there is Kasaku. It is a sushi and sake lounge. It is kind of a speakeasy, sexy vibe. Definitely a lot of fun to work with. But yeah, that's pretty much how I ended up here. My life was kind of a whirlwind on how I ended up here. And Yeah, that's really it. Unless you guys had any questions for me at all, we can open it up for Q&A.
I have a quick question because I am focusing on nonprofit PR, but I've been in the restaurant industry since I was 14. I'm also currently a part of an opening team for a restaurant called 7 South Craft Food and Drink. They just opened in Naples. We've been open for 6 months. We're doing really good. But what is it like doing PR for a restaurant, and what does that look like? I know a lot of people have told me it's hard to do PR for a restaurant just because like we're never at our laptops. We're always like running around. So what are some tips and tricks that you've noticed that you really love in the restaurant industry?
So for me, trust me, I get that where it's really hard and we're always running. Thankfully, I'm half work from home, half in person. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm usually on property at the restaurant. And usually when I'm at the restaurant, I get pulled in every which way. It doesn't stop. I can never sit and focus. Everything. Sorry, both of my dogs are inside. It's starting to rain outside. So day to day, how to handle that in management, honestly, is speaking with your GM, just saying, hey, I'm able to assist with X, Y, and Z, but I need to do my job first. And for me, for opening, that was pretty hard. I was literally pulled in every direction and it really didn't matter. And everyone was just kind of everywhere. Like at one point I was washing dishes, like it just happens.
Really get that.
Yeah. So definitely just if you make your needs known to your management or letting them know, hey, I need to get things done. I need to answer people on social. I need to answer people on social. I need to get with make with partnerships, reach out to the community around, and you're showing that you have a marketing plan and effort. That's what's worked for me, honestly.
Thank you.
I have a quick question for you. First of all, it's so cool to hear that Got Your Bash is changing to Got Your Bash. I already want to say Got Your Bash because it just sounds just as good, if not better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did not know you planned fairy tale weddings. Can you tell me anything about that? That sounds kind of fun.
Oh God. Okay. It's probably the best and worst 3 years of my life all at the same time. Disney, it was a whirlwind. Doing fairy tale weddings, you had some of the most high-end, intense brides that wanted your attention all the time. Literally my days were probably 16, 18 hours a day, nonstop, always at my phone, constantly working, constant motion, working within people's budgets that people don't realize, hey, you have champagne taste on a beer budget. We got to change this around. Definitely, like that was like, again, hardest and best job I've had. It's a lot of fun, very stressful, very high demanding. But all in the end, when you see the couple, probably the most rewarding job too.
That's so sweet. I have one more question for you. So, since I'm graduating, I kind of feel that whirlwind you were talking about when you got laid off from the NFL social job, and then you just moved to Dallas on a whim, and then you found two pretty good jobs there. Can you tell me about how you did that and what steps you took? Because I've only applied to a couple jobs and I don't even know what I'm doing.
So my career path has been very non-traditional to say the least. Like I said, I also did, through all college, I worked for Varsity Spirit Brands and planned all cheerleading competitions nationwide. So that put a huge thing underneath my belt. During college, my internships became very demanding, and I was traveling. I would leave on Wednesday, fly back Monday. I'd have class from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, and then I'd leave again. And that was all spring. I was a psychopath, pretty much. I just didn't stop moving. So after college, I stuck with varsity for a little while and stuck with Disney. Still trying to figure out my path and what was going on. I went to the Four Seasons for a brief time, worked in their spa department. Absolutely loved it there. If you ever wanted to get into hotels, Four Seasons is probably the best hotel group, and I've treated me amazingly well. After that, I had to find another event planning job, found one, ended up just not working out. And then I wanted to move back to South Florida. This other job fell in my lap with the NFL, then got let go. I ended up working at a coffee shop to make ends meet. And I moved back in with my parents at 27 years old, and I was throwing a fit about it. But moved back in with my parents, saved up money. And then I found a random job in Dallas, and it was for a spa up here. And I was like, okay, I'll just move. And I'm like, this will get me there. This won't be forever, but this will get me there. So then I moved, and I was at that spa job probably for about a week. And then I found Got Your Batch shortly after. And then I found What If Syndicate in January of this year. And this is the best move I've ever made.
That's so good to hear. Yeah, no, that's definitely reassuring as someone who's just going out and not really knowing what's going on. Because I feel like if you just keep looking, you're bound to find something, right?
Yeah. So I look back at my Indeed and my LinkedIn and how many jobs I applied for, because it's all still from like college. It has all your history on there. I applied, I like filtered it all out. After COVID to when I moved to Dallas, even into moving to Dallas, I applied to over 300 jobs. Everything I saw, communication, marketing, anything, sent it. If I didn't even think I'd be a fit, sent it. The job I have now with What If Syndicate, the night before my interview, I sat on my couch with my boyfriend and just cried. And I didn't think that I'm like, I'm not cut out for this. I don't have enough experience, all this stuff. I went in, I prepped a presentation for them, and I was like, all right, just put my best foot forward and see what happens. And basically she told me on the spot I got the job, my boss, Molly. And I was like, oh, I didn't expect it at all. And then a couple of days later, like it's actually Christmas Eve, she called me saying I had a job. And that was like my Christmas present. It was great.
What an amazing Christmas present.
Right.
That's so nice. Oh, well, congratulations. I'm happy. And you just started in January, so I'm so happy you like it since you've been there.
Yeah, it's great. It's definitely great. It's been, like I said, opening a restaurant, and especially a fine dining restaurant, has been a whirlwind. And you see how many things, just from a marketing standpoint, what all goes into a restaurant. We were sitting at our corporate training, and it was to the point we were down to the music, finding a playlist, what font we should use, what pens, what does this, like it was everything under the sun. So I didn't realize how much went into a restaurant, a fine dining establishment, until this job, until this career move, actually. So I feel like I'm going to be here very long term.
I have another question. Oh,
you go. Yeah, no, I'm taking up all the time. You go.
No, you're totally okay. First off, I do want to say that for any of our members, if you have questions, feel free to go on mic or pop up in the chat and we will read them for you. But for my question, you have been everywhere. You've been in hospitality, you've been at Disney, you've been at the NFL, you're now in the restaurant industry. What do you like the most, and why do you think it suits you the most?
Oh God. Okay. I will say Disney, I would never go back. I'm good. I have my life back. I don't miss it. I miss my friends, not the company itself. My job where I was best fit, I love varsity. Varsity with all cheerleading competitions was a blast. Again, that was another job. I was working 16, 18 hours a day, and it was hard work, but I got to travel the country. I went to 47 out of 50 states because of them, all through college, and just traveled all the time, which was amazing and fun. But for career and personal development and growth, definitely at What If Syndicate, where I am. I have a great boss. I have a great support staff. Our whole marketing team, we are very in tune with each other, and we're able to help pick up each other's pieces. Like if we're slacking on something, or if we need a little extra help, no one's afraid to step up. Whereas other places I've been, and whether it was marketing, events, hospitality, I was very alone. So was definitely the best move for me, and that I have all of these, all this great support system as well.
For a fine dining establishment, how many people are in your PR and marketing team?
So we have a PR team that we work with based out of Dallas, called Giant Noise.
Okay.
And they work with us and a lot of the restaurant groups around, and they already do the hotel. So we're like, why not just use them? So it wasn't something else on my plate. And then you also have me here in Dallas, I'm by myself. But at our Chicago office, you have my boss, and then you have 2 other marketing managers that work on our Chicago projects. And we also have another marketing manager in Scottsdale. So whenever her and I are feeling lonely, we'll usually hop on Zoom or FaceTime, and we're like, hey, we'll just start talking about how we're on our little marketing lonely island, but yet we still probably have the biggest support system out of anybody.
Got it. Cool.
Hi, Kaitlyn. I have a question for you. My name is Michelle. Hi, so I'm a workaholic just like you. I actually have 2 internships right now at a marketing agency and a nonprofit. But my question for you is, how were you able to build up your skill set, and just refine those skills to find jobs in the future? Because I feel like that's where I'm having an issue with, where like I want to learn so many things at once, and then I just don't know like what are the important skills. So it's like sometimes I even overwhelm myself. So I was just wondering, like, how did you know which skills you had to improve or like, just build upon for like your future career?
So I workaholic. Yes, that was me very much as well. Still am. So for any job that I was getting ready to leave or make a transition, I talked to my management team, support staff, anyone I work directly in line with. How can I be better? How can I improve? And I would never look at it as like, tell me what I'm bad at, like tell me what I need to be better at, or tell me how I can make your life easier, or what am I excelling in? Those are the things I would always ask all of my higher ups or people that I worked directly with. And really on my resume, I highlighted all those items, and I was just like, oh, I'm great at X, Y, and Z, and fine tuning it each way, and really learned how to market and brand myself. At the end of the day, when you go into, like, I will say this, and this is what my my boss now told me, she's like, we can train you to do the job, but we can't buy personality and we can't buy talent. So there's a big difference. So if you go in there and just really be yourself and you're the right fit, you will be fine.
Yeah, I feel like that happened with my second internship, because I came in knowing nothing about what they do, because they're like a product management marketing agency. And I feel like being myself and just being honest with what I know, they like hired me on the spot too because of that. And I was like, I was really surprised about that, but I definitely understand like being transparent and just being yourself, being honest. Yeah.
Absolutely. You. Yeah, no problem.
I had a question. So it's actually really interesting hearing you talk about like that you did hospitality and communication and worked at Disney, because I had kind of said I'm a double major in hospitality and communication. And I was supposed to do the Disney College Program Fall Advantage 2020. And then that obviously got canceled because of COVID. But I was just kind of curious what your experience was. And I'm not surprised by you saying some negative things, because I've also heard some negative things. But also, so kind of like what your experience was and whether you did it during college or after you graduated.
So a Disney College Program, I did 2. I did one during college, my sophomore year. I believe my sophomore year of college, I did the Disney College Program, and I took a semester off from school and I solely focused on that. It was hard. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It was hard. You had to deal with people that came to you and they're like, I spent my life savings on this vacation for me and my family, and you can't get us into this show. You're the worst person ever. And I'm just like, no, I'm sorry. I can't help you with that, whatever you need. I got spit on Christmas by a guest, and I had no type of protection in any way, shape, or form from the company. They just did not care. So I honestly, when people ask me if they're like, oh, would you ever work for Disney again? I'm like, no. The college program, yes, it looks great on my resume, and people in Dallas, they saw I had Disney and they're like, oh my goodness, you worked for Disney. And I was like, everyone in Florida worked for Disney at one point, I feel, especially when I lived in Orlando. Every person you talk to that worked for Disney at one point in time. Managing that, and was it a good experience? Definitely for my resume, a great experience, and meeting people from all over the world was a unique opportunity. Would I recommend it to anybody? No, just because of everything I had been through. And it just wasn't the best scenario in my eyes.
Yeah, thank you. That makes sense. Because I think something I've been wondering about, because I kind of felt like, oh, well, maybe it got canceled for a reason with my own life. And I don't know, but like, I've been wondering if it does come back, like, should I do it after I graduate college? Is that a good idea? Because I've already kind of transitioned. I used to work in hotels, so I was kind of used to that, like working on holidays and stuff, but I've already transitioned into like working like 9 to 5 internships. And I feel like that would be like a really like, whew, difference.
So I know I would always, so I did it after college. Just, you know, honestly, it was my fallback plan. I was like, I'm gonna have a job after college. I'm gonna be fine, whatever. And then it ended up being like Disney college program was like my plan Z, and I had to do my plan Z, and it is what it is. I will say when, and this is back when, keep in mind, 2016, they sorry, I have a puppy, so she's just very active. But they paid us less than $10 an hour to live off that. It was very hard. And some people were very fortunate to have like their families helping them. I was not in that same situation. I had to be very much on my own. And they would take money for rent out of your paycheck to live in housing, which honestly made life easier, but sharing an apartment, like from us being at FGCU, which we had our kind of our own room, our own little scenario. You didn't really share rooms. I went to sharing an apartment with 7 other girls. It's a lot. It's a lot of females. It's a lot. And it was, we got along very well. We were very close, and I got very lucky compared to some of my other friends. But I honestly, post grad, my second one I will say was a waste of time. It was, I got lucky that they had an opening open up in their fairy tale weddings department, and I was able to transfer over. But if it wasn't for that, it would have been my absolute biggest waste of time.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate like you giving me like an honest answer and everything. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna ever, when people ask me about Disney, I will not sugarcoat that for you. I will let you know this is how it is. This is what happened. And this is how the company treated me.
Yeah, if I got spit on at Christmas, I would never go back either. So I do not blame you there.
Nope, it was well, trust me, it was, like I said, I did not have a good leadership team, not good support staff. And when people told me, when I told people like this is what happened on Christmas, they just kind of looked at me and they're like, okay, like what else is new? That just happens. And the fact that they allow it, I'm just like, okay, that's insane.
Did you have any other jobs in Orlando? I'm actually moving to Orlando after graduation. Do you have any, besides Disney, any good experiences or any good recommendations in Orlando?
Yes. So the Four Seasons property I worked at was in Orlando. Amazing. I have nothing but amazing things to say about the Four Seasons. They treated me well. Their hotel perks aren't just like, oh, you get a comp, like a discounted room. No, it's free stays. It's select nights, like free. You don't pay a thing. They provide you with lunch every day. They gave you health benefits within 30 days, like all stuff for like as you get older, that means a lot. They did. They were very big on mental and physical well-being. They put their employees first. And okay, hi. Sorry.
Oh, puppy.
She's just being active.
Welcome to join the chat. No questions asked.
Okay, is this all you wanted? Yeah.
That's all we wanted.
What kind of puppy is she? I'm so sorry. This is random, but.
So she is a golden retriever.
Oh.
Do you want to get down now? You want to get up here now? You want to get down? Okay.
Okay.
I love her.
Thank you. So yeah, Four Seasons, amazing. I did work for the Wyndham brands at a little bit for a point in time. Wasn't a stellar experience, but was it horrible? No, it got my bills paid and it was a job at the time being. I did work for the event planning group I worked for in South Florida. They also have an Orlando office, and they usually do some PR and marketing. So I can get you in touch with them if they are ever hiring. They are amazing. They, like my old boss, Jacqueline, that's still there. Phenomenal human being. Like I couldn't even, like, they're like with the Four Seasons for me. Like I don't have anything negative to say at all about them. So I did have a couple of good experiences. I will say the job market in Orlando is intense. It's very competitive. It took me a little while to find a job there after I left Disney. I was probably, after I left Disney and then I jumped to Four Seasons, it was probably about 3 months before I found something. So honestly, start looking now. So depending on when you want to move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Because I moved in the end of July.
Yeah.
And
I mean, with events coming back and hospitality coming back, everyone needs marketing, everyone needs PR. All this stuff is continuing to grow and it's continuing to happen. So honestly, I would just recommend staying on top of it, having your Indeed, LinkedIn alerts on for whatever job you see fit for yourself and go for it, honestly. Because that's what I did. Like I said, with the job I have now, I went for it and I just applied. And when I got down to the last interview, I'm like, I'm not going to get this. Like I am totally in over my head. And here I am.
Yeah, no, I need to get in the habit of just applying to like 2 a day so that I have to hear back from someone at some point. But if you could get me in touch with your old boss, Jacqueline, or if they ever have any openings, that would be really appreciated.
Absolutely. Yeah. She, if ever they're hiring people again in the Orlando area, because I know I'm pretty sure their main corporate office is in Orlando. It's either Orlando or DC. I cannot think off the top of my head. They are nationwide. Amazing company. And it was one of the best experiences I just had. It was a good work environment. They brought us lunch twice a week. They were really big on us getting back to community. So we did a lot of give backs together. We did stuff around the holidays. My second week there, we had like our holiday party in the South Florida office and Orlando office. They do it together. So we all just go to Orlando and have a big party and leave, and they pay for everything, which is great.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I have a question, and it has to do with you moving around so much. When it comes to news releases, how do you build up your connections with local news reporters when you're moving to a new area? So it seemed like it was very sudden jumps for you. So when it comes to like trying to get your company published for the first time, how do you make that connection?
Honestly, the best way to do, I honestly did a lot of LinkedIn stalking, Instagram stalking. And now Instagram is becoming bigger and bigger for news anchors to have their own little platform. My biggest thing, the best way for me to get in touch with people, especially in Dallas, when our whole restaurant concept wasn't in Dallas at all before, I went on Twitter and started messaging people on Twitter, and they were the most responsive then. Social media was kind of my savior in a way. But I went to networking meetings, and I know right now it's kind of hard with COVID. In Texas, it's kind of a different world because nobody wears a mask and it's just weird and bizarre. And so yeah, it was networking events may not be going on everywhere, but here they still were. So I was pretty fortunate to be able to go and meet people.
Cool. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Do we have any more questions from any members or board members?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, thanks, Kaitlyn. So, hey, Kaitlyn. Yeah, so I have a question for you. So, kind of similar to, I'm so sorry. What was your name? the other one that asked. I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing.
Kaitlyn. They're both Kaitlyn.
Okay, no, not you, not Kaitlyn. I mean like
Alexa?
Alexa. Oh my God, yes, Alexa. I'm so sorry. Like I just had a brain for it for some reason. But no, basically my question to you, Kaitlyn, is that how do you start networking locally? Like, and then, you know, expand from there, like kind of similar to Alexa's question, because I feel like I'm at that point where I have to start making connections and, you know, get to know people. And like it's kind of hard for me sometimes because I just don't know how to start or bring myself out. There's like, what kind of advice do you have for me?
So advice wise, step out of your comfort zone 100%. I'm very lucky that I have a very outgoing personality and I can literally talk to a brick wall and be fine. But I would definitely recommend finding, if even Googling what events are going on in town tonight. And even if it's something like something random, if there's high-end clientele, sometimes people walk around, present yourself. In college, I had personal business cards that I got made. Like, I'm graduating soon, like whatever you may need, here's what I'm looking to do, pass it off. You don't know who these people know. So yeah, I was always very active in the community, stayed very involved, looking up any type of PR network events. And like I said, again, I know it's hard with COVID, so I was very blessed in my time in college, and my abilities to network were probably a little different than what you guys have now.
Yeah.
So that's probably my best piece of advice, is really just throwing yourself out there. Dallas, my way I met people, I started going, where did I start going? I went to happy hours, honestly, just by myself. And that's how I started meeting people around. I got to know some of the community, and I developed a lot of good friendships that way too, which is great.
Yeah, I'll definitely try that. It's just sometimes I feel so apprehensive because I'm like, I hope I'm not annoying. Like, you know what I mean?
And you know what? If someone thinks you're annoying, the chance of you seeing them again is slim to none. You move on, and that's it.
True. Thank you.
Yeah.
I actually have a question. Speaking of Dallas, it's an area that I've always considered. I don't know why. It just seems like a growing area, like a young area. Do you like it? Like, how do you see our jobs coming back up? Would you recommend the area?
I love Dallas. Absolutely love it. You would literally have to like pull me out of here kicking and screaming. Like, I absolutely love it. Job wise, for me, a job wasn't hard to find. It was very easy. It was a lot easier than I had in, sorry, Kaitlyn, but a lot easier than I had in Orlando. Dallas is like, it's pretty much back open. The mask mandate's been lifted. It's really kind of nice to be back to normal here in a sense. Events are starting to happen again. Marketing starting to go back out again. PR firms are opening back up. So it's definitely booming and growing, and people from all over Miami, New York, LA are all coming to Dallas for this reason, because like the next big city.
Yeah, that's good to know, because we always hear about Florida jobs, but for those that want to take a leap and try to go to a different state, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend Dallas. I absolutely love it. If like you decide to come here, and reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to help.
Thank you.
Hi, Kaitlyn. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about the fashion PR.
Pardon me?
I was wondering if you could talk more about fashion PR.
So fashion PR is something I've never really had a hand in. So that is something I probably really couldn't answer for you. That's why the one wheelhouse I've really never been in. So I'm sorry. So I've just really been more in weddings, restaurants, and events, and hospitality. I never really set foot into the fashion realm, unfortunately.
What about your experience with Got Your Botch? Like, weren't they like a boutique?
No, so we call ourselves a boutique planning bachelorette company. So we're small and it's very catered. So that phrasing is pretty much, it's a new and upcoming phrasing. It's very popular in Dallas, into Dallasites, and to Austin, to Nashville, Scottsdale, all those really niche places that bachelorettes are looking to go to right now. it seems very exclusive and very like, ooh, I want that. It's boutique, it's small. So, but now we're just growing out of control. So I wish I actually like I had some type of fashion advice in any way, shape, or form, but I sadly don't.
Got it.
If no one has any more questions, Kaitlyn, I don't know if I know you guys just said, I also saw that Got Your Batch is that we're having a price increase also. So that just told me how crazy Abby, or how much she probably has her hands full.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. But do you want to announce the internship? If anyone
Yes, I can. So if anyone is needing a summer internship, I am looking for only 2 interns this summer. I do not need 6 again. I'm good. Looking for 2 more interns. You can reach out to Kaitlyn if you want my contact info, and you can just send me over your resume, and we can kind of go from there and chat. It's just more of finding posts for Instagram, writing blogs, and I mean, Kaitlyn probably seen the random places I've sent her. You have to research on probably some pretty cool places. So yeah, it's really it. And it's honestly a really low-key internship. I'm not a boss that's on your butt about anything. I'm pretty much, I don't micromanage. I let you guys do your thing. If you get your job done, I am happy, and that's it.
Yeah, it's great. You have one big due date at the end of the month for multiple assignments, but as long as you're good in time management, Kaitlyn's a great boss, and it's a great internship. So if you want her information, you should really go and follow the Got Your Batch Instagram page, and you can send them a DM, or you can just reach out to me directly in class through email, Canvas message. If I'm your TA, I don't think I have any of the students from campaigns in here. But yeah, just let me know, and I would love to get you in touch. Or if you have any questions about the internship, I would love to answer them for you and then hand you over to Kaitlyn. So no, it doesn't look like we have. I'm sorry, I'm just double checking the chat. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any questions or any attendance. But if that's it, thank you so much, Kaitlyn, for your time. We know you're so busy with 2 jobs and a puppy and a dog. So we really appreciate your time and your honesty. It's always really great to get some real opinions, and it's always great to have an FGCU alumni come to FPRA. So thank you so much for your time tonight.
You're welcome. You guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Kaitlyn.
Thank you, Kaitlyn. Have a good night.